I'd like to introduce Miss Bella Ivory. She's a teacher at Beverly Hills High School, her lawyer Brad, and a concerned parent. They had an incident about a month ago now, 6 weeks ago.
It's been a little bit over a month, yeah.
A little bit over a month ago that I saw on social media when Trump was declared the next president. And it was probably leading up to it. This is just what I saw on social media. Kids were storming the halls with Trump flags and harassing, intimidating, shouting slurs and really kind of just running amok. And I saw it on social media and I sent it to my assistant and I was just like, I need to find this teacher. And shout out Farah. Within like 3 hours, she had found some information on her and we connected. And I think the reason why this touched me was because, I've talked about it before on some of my shows. I faced a lot of racism in high school with the KKK, burning down bathrooms and hanging mannequins and swastikas. So I have a soft spot in my heart for situations like this. And when I saw this situation, I immediately wanted to connect and help any way possible. So we're here today to kind of let my audience know and put more light on what's been going on pretty much right under our nose. So Bella, I want to give you the floor and just kind of explain what's been going on that day, if there was stuff leading up to that, and currently what's going on.
Well, leading up to it, it's been a problem. It was already a problem at the school. February 2022, I had students, with me being the only Black female teacher at the school, and it's been like that the whole time I've been there since 2020. But in 22, I sent an email to the then principal, and I told him we have a diversity issue because the kids were coming to me. They were, disclosing things that was happening to them within the classrooms and just around campus. So it's been going on. It's been lingering for a while. It's just gotten progressively worse.
Right.
And leading up to the 5th of November, that's when the incident happened with me. And I had 7 other Black kids in the room with me. And I guess there was some type of Trump rallies or whatever going on campus. I was not privy to that information. I didn't know that was going on. So me and the 7 Black students were sitting in my classroom.
Was this lunchtime or during class? Okay.
It was during lunchtime.
Okay.
So we were sitting in, they were having lunch.
And that's a pretty common thing. Like we talked off camera that very few Black teachers there, but you're one of the ones they feel safe and comfortable with. So your room is kind of a hangout spot.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And not just for the Black kids, but for all kids, but in general. But I started heading the BSU, which is Black Student Union, last year. So this was my second year doing it. So of course I've gotten a whole lot more close with those kids. So they came in, they had a little potluck the week before. I was not there. I was sick. They were telling me what happened. So during the potluck, while they were having their potluck, it was kids coming in, they came in, they bombarded their potluck, was taking their food. And so I told all the other students, okay, we're going to have a conversation. I'm going to close the room off and let's talk about it. And you guys tell me what happened. So I'll close the door. When my door is closed, all the way it locks. So we're in there talking, and all of a sudden, close to the end of lunch, we started hearing noise outside the door. And I was like, what's going on? So I ran to the door because where my desk is, I can't see the door. And there's a window in the door. Ran to the door, and I'm looking out the door, and I see a bunch of kids, a bunch of white faces outside the door. And they're just screaming, F Kamala, and someone banged on the door. That's what really, got me to get up and say, what's going on, after I heard the voices. Someone banged on the door. Then I heard someone try to open the door to come in. So I ran to the door to look what was going on. And it was just a bunch of kids, a mob of kids outside my door. And so the kids that was with me in the room, I did not realize that they came and ran behind me and was looking outside the door too. And so we heard another pound on the door. So I was holding tightly onto the handle of the door. And one of the girls said, Miss Bella, please don't open the door. So when I turned around, I saw the kids behind me. And I said, okay. I said, I'm not going to open the door. Don't worry. And she yells out, oh my gosh, they look like KKK. And I said, don't worry, I'm not going to open the door. And so the kids start walking. And I'm looking out the door. I'm like, what is going on? I saw a teacher. I saw security guards. And at the end, behind the mob of kids, I saw the principal. So I'm like, what in the world is going on here? So after that happened, if you see the footage, the camera footage because there's a camera, a security camera right above my door. I waited for a minute. I opened the door for a second. I looked out. I closed the door again because the kids were like, please don't open the door. I said, you guys are gone. I'm going to go outside. Let me see what's going on. So I went outside. There was another student out there, and he was recording. I asked him, I said, did you see what happened? He said, I recorded it. He said, do you want to see? I said, yeah. I said, can you send that to me? And so that's what happened that day.
So you saw a teacher, you saw security, you saw the principal behind the kids. You've obviously taken your issues up with the school, and you've spoken to administration and kind of, said what you've been seeing and feeling. And how's that been met?
There was nothing. It was dead silence from 2022 up until the school year. So nobody approached me. Nobody said anything about it. I said something about it again, actually, last year, at the beginning of the school year last year. I actually first told him I brought it to the attention of the district the following year. Last year, at the beginning of last school year. Still nothing.
So these aren't necessarily isolated incidents. This kind of seems like just the environment you're in. I mean, we were talking before, and one of my producers, his son has faced this, and he's been talking to us in a group. And I learned there's nigger passes. They go around asking black children, can I have a nigger pass? And most of them kind of unreally knowing what it is or not wanting to stir stuff up, kind of nod the head. And now these white kids and Persian kids are freely just saying nigger anywhere. There's swastikas found in the bathroom, and
well, it was a swastika on my desk.
A swastika on your desk?
Not my desk, but one of the
desk in your classroom.
Yeah, one of the cutting tables in my classroom.
Right now, I want to bring a concerned parent who has a student at the school who has obviously faced some of this and told me a very interesting story about polling middle school kids and who they voted for, and if you didn't vote for Trump, it was an issue. So speak to kind of the experience as a parent, someone who actually graduated from the school in the late 80s, but now as a parent with a student there and your concern level.
So at the middle school, it has been brought to our attention that kids were polling as they were coming to school after election to see who voted for Trump. And if you said anything other than Trump, the kids were hit, kicked, slapped. They were basically assaulted. Some kids, in fear of seeing what happened to the other kids, lied so that they wouldn't get hit. But then there was also the whole isolation. Oh, you can't sit here, just total just chaos. And these kids can't even vote. I mean, so this is coming from that home. This is coming from the household, and it seems to be okay. It's common nature as we see that incidents are happening at both the middle school and the high school, and there are some rare incidences even at the elementary school. So this is a district. So
this is bigger than just these 3: middle school, elementary, and high school. This is a bigger issue overall, you feel?
It's a Beverly Hills community issue. It's PD issue. Brad can speak to that. But there are over 100 concerned parents of all races that have come together and addressed the district in a letter, and we're still waiting for a proper response.
Brad, so now this has turned into a case. I know Bella and I have been speaking a little bit about the journey of the case and the school's stance on her and really trying to discredit everything she's seen and heard and the students have said. So speak to me currently where you guys are at and kind of your guys' plan of action.
Sure. We start with a governmental claim. That's the precursor to a lawsuit. We filed that. I now have 3 different black teachers who have come to me for representation.
From this school?
From Beverly Hills High School.
And there isn't too many black teachers there, right?
I have most of them.
So more than half.
And about the parents of about 10 different black students have also spoken to me about the problems that their kids are facing, being called racist terms, being physically attacked and threatened as well. So this is a very serious problem. The school has been aware of this for many years, and the district has been aware of it, but they don't take any action. So what happens is it keeps escalating. Schools are where children learn how to behave as good model citizens. You would think that Beverly Hills School District would want to teach their children, you don't say these terms, everyone is equal, racism is wrong. But when they take no action, when they deny it, the school is saying everything is okay to do racism, and it breeds hatred, and it turns children that could be saved into racist adults, which has all kinds of problems for society. It's so wrong.
Right. I mean, I think obviously we all know, being parents and teachers, this is a learned trait. Just as love is taught, hate is taught well. And obviously I think it starts in the home. And then, like you said, if it's not met with any kind of repercussion, it continues to fester until it really turns into something of a belief. Again, I wanted to have you guys come and speak today because there needs to be something done about this.
And it's not just the school in the city of Beverly Hills. I happen to be representing 1,085 Black individuals that have been racially profiled by the police department, too. I'm doing that
in Beverly Hills?
In Beverly Hills. We have 2 different class actions now. And what happened is 92% of the people arrested on this task force were Black in a city that's less than 2% Black.
Wow.
And you've got 1,088 Black people were arrested in a 2-year period. Only 3 of them had any criminal conviction or plea deals. So everybody else was arrested, put in jail for driving while Black, and then they were just let go. So it was clearly an attempt by the city to keep black people out of it. And the school is just more of that same symptom. So it's a big problem. That's why we're so passionate. My law firm, Brad Gage Law, is so passionate about going after them.
I got to connect you with my guy, Always Film the Police. And he's actively in Beverly Hills, white guy who debunks everything. He's talking shit to police in their face, and not even in a negative way, just kind of reminding them like what you're doing is wrong. He's always filming them, and it's a really interesting guy who's drawn a lot of attention. So we definitely have to talk to him. But Bella, before we get you guys out of here, how has this been for you personally? Obviously, teaching is something you love to do. It's your passion. You told me you're not sure if you're even gonna most likely return there. So what has this been like daily since it's really kind of hit and went public?
It's been hard. It's been really hard. I've been attacked like endlessly.
Emails.
I've got a death threat in my school email address. It's been very hard. Would I go back if it was just going to be me and the kids and doing what I've been doing? Of course. I love what I do. I'm not a teacher by trade. I didn't go to school. I went to school to be a fashion designer. So that's what I've done. And so then I bought the fashion design program too. I started that program, everything. Before me, it was no fashion design program at Beverly Hills. So it's my baby. But because the climate it's so dire, I just can't.
I mean, it's to the point where it's unsafe.
It's very unsafe. My son, he's in the middle school, and he's been homeschooled now because I'm afraid for his safety. So I just feel like if they can't protect the kids that I love at the school that are my kids, but they are my kids because I love them, how are they going to protect my child?
As a parent who still has a young son there, like, what are your guys' conversations day to day? Is he scared? Like,
so we've talked about leaving the district because we're new to the district, and I would have never enrolled my child if I had any inclination that this was the climate that I was bringing him into. In fact, I asked the principal how many, Black parents, how many Black kids, how many Black teachers, and I felt like I was misled in that I was told by even the parent ambassadors who do the tour, oh, your kid will be fine. I made it very clear. I am concerned about my kid being in a diverse and inclusive environment. I'm okay with him being a minority as long as it's a collective environment. And I think I was misled, completely misled. So we've been having conversations about what it looks like to go somewhere else. His grades dropped. his algebra teacher said that she saw a decline in his grades. And it's not just my child, it's all the kids that are struggling, fight or flight. There's kids who have been physically attacked and are hiding in bathrooms because they don't want to engage, or they'll go to get counseling, but the counselors don't look like our kids. So it's a constant conversation. It's the middle of the school year. We just want the district to do what the district is supposed to do. And Bella's program is a shining program. They use her program to recruit families. Like when I toured the school, every time I toured, they went to Bella's classroom. She has a capstone program. And so I feel like they need to do more to protect her and to protect her program. It's just bad. You don't want to be here, but then you're also like, if I don't stay and fight for a change, what's going to continue? So maybe this is why we're here, to make a change.
Yeah, well, like I said, that's why I stepped in, was to help make a change, bring more attention to it. I've already talked to Tamika Mowry. I know her name's have been mentioned in this, so I'm going to reach out to Angela Rye and any other activists or just concerned parent. It's not just about black and brown. It's about everybody, because this is an environment that our children are living in. So I'm going to definitely keep you guys updated on what's going on. Get the NAACP involved and really just go up there and kind of see what we can do. I know you guys had a gathering last week, or was it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, press conference. With the NAACP. We had some of the white students trying to heckle us and
at the event.
And it made me realize, between that and I've had death threats over this case and so much hate mail that you can't believe it, it makes me realize how widespread this problem is. I feel so bad for Bella and my other clients that I represent, because these are good people that deserve to be treated well, and they're only going through this because they're black. And, it's offensive to me. I'm a white man, but it's offensive to me to see white people or anybody going against someone else based on their race. And that's why this is so important. I want to bring this darkness out into the light and sort of help to eliminate it so that other folks don't have to put up with what we're seeing here right now.
Well, you guys have myself and my platform, and I'm going to bring a lot of my friends, and we're definitely going to make some noise and hopefully bring more light to this situation and come to some sort of understanding or conclusion, because what's been going on and how it's been swept under the rug, just like it was swept under the rug in my high school in Sacramento, is unacceptable. And like you said, if you leave, you're leaving the door open for the next set of, young kids that are going to come into this environment. So thank you guys for coming today. We will make sure we stay in touch and keep you guys posted on the progress of this situation.